I'm here to talk about boudoir photography today. That was really exciting. So here's something that you may not know about me. I am addicted now to doing boudoir shoots. It's been about 1 year since I did my first boudoir shoot with Nicole Murphy of Nicole Murphy Photography. Since that shoot, I have even become great friends with her, and we're now in the process of planning a pretty cool project about helping other people take pictures that help them along their own road to expressing their own identity through pictures and stories. So I'm really excited for that, so stay tuned for that. But I owe Nicole a great deal of thanks because of what this session has meant to me. So why exactly would I talk about a boudoir shoot? I guess maybe I'm a little weird, but the experience for me was extremely life-changing in terms of how I came to understand how my body can look, how my body feels, and it was really important for me to make that connection with myself in my own journey to talk about my own body. So really, it was for me to go on the journey of discovering how wonderful my body is, and without tying that wonder to how much I weighed or to the clothes I was wearing, to just be able to experience me and my body and poses, and to say this feels really good and I look really good and I'm the one who gets to control that. Often maybe men are prevented from exploring themselves in this way. They're very reluctant sometimes to see themselves portrayed in softer and more vulnerable ways. I remember being super nervous the day of my session, and to give a bit of background, it was actually my partner who had tagged me in a post when Nicole had come out putting out a call for men who would love to take part in a boudoir session, and she tagged me in it. She didn't do it jokingly. She knew I was looking for ways to explore body image, and she thought that maybe this would be one of those really cool ways, and I'm so glad that she did it because it was really nice to have her support as I packed my bag to go to the shoot the day of with nothing more than really underwear and a few pairs of black t-shirts. So to give you a bit of a feel for the process of the shoot, we started off basically just chatting. We spent some time getting to know one another. I'd never met Nicole outside of the conversations we'd had leading up to the photo session, and it was really a nice way to talk about maybe some of the makeup behind photo shoots. We talked a little bit about not many men do take part in these boudoir photography sessions, and often when photographers take them, they have a very dark and hard feel to them, and that the portrayal that we were looking for was a much softer feel and more of a men just being able to relax as they wanted to and celebrate their bodies as they wanted to. So we started off with the clothes portion, and I had some pictures that I still love, wearing a black shirt and just some brown pants and a pair of glasses, and I actually really loved the shirt and pants pictures that she took. And really what happened over that period of time was we just got to know each other a little bit better and built up the comfort for when eventually she said, okay, let's go to the shirtless poses and then pantsless poses. It was a real opportunity for us to bond really quickly over what could be sensitive subject matter, but I mean, the way that she helped guide me through poses, and I mean, I'm going to be honest, the way that she kind of told me how great these poses looked gave me the confidence to go from the black t-shirt poses to the not black t-shirt poses. And it was actually a way more seamless transition than I'd expected. And I built up a whole lot of fear in my head, so that is a really big thing. So I just want to be really upfront about what I hoped to get from the shoot as well. I didn't want to try to pose in ways that emphasize muscles that I don't really have, or to try and portray a look that make me look hard when I know I'm a very soft and caring individual. I didn't want something that would be contradictory to my personality, and I was really reliant on Nicole to help me through that. I didn't want this shoot to reflect an image that I thought was pretty unsustainable, because my whole takeaway from this was wanting to see my body in my personality and how that could look on digital files or on printed files, and just as something that I could have to look at and remind myself about how great I can look. And I'll be really honest, I also just wanted to feel sexy during these poses, and I'm really grateful to her for helping bring out the shyness in me and help me, even while still being quiet, portray that kind of Mike that I was looking to get. I'm very okay with showing the curves and rolls in my body. I don't think it was necessary for me to find these twisted poses to try and minimize any fat on my body or any body parts that I had considered flaws in me previously, because that was really the whole point of this, was for me to examine what I had seen as flaws and see just how beautiful those things can be, because I think that that's one thing that we always look at within ourselves, is we pick out these things in our bodies that we always have problems with, and by no means is it an easy thing to get through. But through this photography session, I was able to even look at these poses and find why they still look so good, and to realize that there is no one thing that defines our bodies. And as my body came into that bigger picture through these boudoir photos, I started to love it as a whole versus trying to break it down into these little individual parts. So my goal in this real photo shoot, and in promoting the idea of doing these boudoir photo shoots for other people, is to say that idea that you're the one that gets to dictate the presentation of your own body, and you're the one who dictates how valuable your body is. Other people don't get to do that for you. You are the one who establishes that value, and that is exactly what I did during this 1 hour shoot. And to be quite fair, as someone who has a bunch of Little Mermaid tattoos and Harry Potter tattoos, I knew from the get-go that it would be a bit of a challenge for me to try to present myself as anything other than dad-focused Mike that I am. Really, we spent that hour doing the shoot. We had some photos on a bed, some in a shower, some in the bathtub. I wore underwear in the shower shoot, and I remember changing out of them as we go, and I also remember driving home later thinking, shit, I didn't pack those underwear. So I left a pair of wet underwear at this place where we took these photos. So that was the one really nagging thing that stuck with me for a little bit, but I think we all got over that as well. But beyond that, again, the hour flew by, and if anything, leaving, I felt, man, I could have gone even further with that. I can't believe how good I felt about my body during this shoot, and you really kind of open up and stop trying to cover things up and pose a certain way and realize how wonderful we all are. So a year later, these are really all I can think of when it comes to how I love portraying my body and the way that I would love to continue that relationship. It did really help revolutionize the way that I think about my body, and I look back at those pictures still today thinking not just how good I think they look right now, but trying to reflect as well on the feeling that they gave me inside about being confident and being loved by myself, and how relieving it was to be able to open up that way and be vulnerable in love for my own body. Because again, this has not been I did one photo shoot and suddenly I love my body thing. It's been a long journey with this one piece kind of really helping launch me into that next phase of loving my own body. So I talk about this shoot with anyone who ever has any questions for me about my own body positive journey. I do want to stress to you that that journey itself is ongoing, and that I'm constantly doing work on that, and that sometimes I slip up, and that sometimes I have magnificent days. And I talk about this shoot as a way, but isn't by any means a cure-all for body image troubles you may be having, but it is one tool that really benefited me, and I really feel great about passing that information on to other people. For those who don't have access to boudoir photo shoots, because they can be pricey, and I understand that not everyone may be comfortable doing this, I also suggest maybe giving yourself a one-on-one photo session. That's just you and a camera and your body and a selfie stick or whatever you need to just take pictures of yourself. Use your phone to remind yourself how wonderful your body is, and don't compare what you see on your phone to anyone else's. Just remember that your body is unique, and that is what makes it so amazing, and take a look at pictures. So I'm 100% in love with the professional photos that I have, and I really want to do this again. But I've also built my own body relationship with my own camera, so it lets me do things and kind of display my body in ways I may not be comfortable doing around others. And it's really been an opportunity for me to explore things that I might like, and in times where I am having trouble with my body, I kind of just set aside some time and say, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take pictures of me until I am ready to look at that and appreciate exactly what I'm seeing. Pose how you want, smile how you want, and don't do it as a joke. Like, do it as something that means a lot to you. And you're going to be uncomfortable doing it at first because it's not something we're taught to be comfortable doing. but make a commitment to yourself in this way, because it is such a special opportunity to be able to see how good your body looks that way, but also to try to get to the point in your head where you are also reflecting on how good your body looks. And I'm not saying that this is going to happen the first time. There is no real epiphany moment. So again, this is a super long time for me working on this, and at 40 I will very openly say that I'm still working on it. But I wanted to tell everyone about my boudoir photo shoot story, just in case anyone out there was thinking, you know, this is something that I'd really like to do. You don't need to make a big deal out of it if you don't want to. You can be like me and share your pictures as widely as you'd like, but just take a try. See what you can do, see how the feeling goes, and let me know, or don't, just how special you felt being able to have that relationship with your body. That's my boudoir shoot story. Again, I am absolutely looking to do more. And if I do more, this time I'm bringing my camera with me on the photo shoot set so that I can kind of get a bit of a behind the scenes feel for everyone else about what exactly goes into it, how much of it is relationship building with your photographer, and then how much of it is posing. So thank you very much, folks, and I will talk to you later.